everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Nostalgia Bit. This is episode 60. That is right, 60. And I'm joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Cooper Britton. Welcome.
This
mate.
week, this week I am a wonderful co-host because I've actually done something for the podcast for once, not just for my selfish intention.
Well, it should be a little bit of both as well. I think you've got to
both. It is both.
So, for a while, we've been Star Wars fans for a long time. We've done a lot of Star Wars focused nostalgia bit episodes. I'd probably say
we're also recording
this
episode. Yeah, we're also recording this episode on the weekend of Star Wars Celebration as well. So hitting all the marks.
And last week our episode was
about Star Wars Celebration.
So there's so many things going on. But one thing we've always talked about is obviously the shows and all that thing. We've watched Clone Wars, we've watched Rebels, we've watched all the sort of niche areas of the franchise. But the one thing Cooper had never seen prior to now is Andor Season 1.
Crazy.
And with Andor Season 2 on the horizon for this week to launch with its first 3 episodes, its first one of 4 story arcs.
Talk about cutting it fine.
We are here finally to talk about Andor Season 1. From the perspective of someone who has just watched it for the first time this year and someone who hasn't watched it since it came out but remembers it very fondly. So I'm very excited to get into this because I don't know at all what you thought about it, and I'm almost slightly nervous to if you didn't like it after all this time.
Can you imagine?
Well, I don't know. I can, maybe.
So I've watched Andor over 2 weeks basically. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie. Okay. My feel towards it has changed. So, for reference, this is just going to completely break. We were supposed to record this episode last week in advance, but I hadn't finished Andor, and we were like, we want me to at least give it a good go to finish Andor so I can come back.
I wanted to record this after you've seen the whole season.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was kind of redundant in my eyes. Yeah.
And last week, I had prepared to come in and be like I've really enjoyed the show, but my love for Star Wars is kind of dwindling at the moment. Like, I am very much in the sense of I get that. I'm almost like in the purgatory. I feel like I'm in very much a purgatory stage of Star Wars. However, with Star Wars Celebration this weekend, has my faith and enjoyment of Star Wars really been brought back to the forefront with the announcements from Star Wars Celebration? Yeah. So then going and watching Andor with all of these announcements coming on, I've been like, holy shit. Like, don't get me wrong, Andor's a fucking incredible show.
Great.
It is
That's great
fucking phenomenal. We'll get into it, but there are multiple reasons why I've enjoyed Andor, and I think some of them, a lot of them, you will agree with all of them. I fucking put money on it. But I think with Star Wars at the moment is Star Wars is very much in a purgatory kind of phase where I feel like we have so much going on, so many things being spoke about and then never being spoke about again, so many things being mentioned and then they fucking get cancelled, whatever it is. So when I was watching Andor last week, I was genuinely watching it and being like, do you know what? Maybe I am just falling out of love with Star Wars a little bit. Like, maybe I'm just
because you didn't connect with it, like you didn't.
I don't know. Like, I was enjoying it, but I was enjoying it for it being a TV show. Like, there was just something about it being related to Star Wars where I was like, I can't help but shake this, like, all like this negativity and all the kind of stuff that's happened in the last year with Star Wars, with the new 3 episodes and Acolyte's cancellation, whatever, like all this kind of stuff. And obviously that, like, and I think it's been going on a little while because I have skipped quite a lot of the shows. Like Bad Batch, I didn't watch season 3. Like, I don't know, there's just something about me at the moment where I'm just kind of in a bit of a Star Wars lull. However, with Star Wars Celebration coming out and all the announcements coming out, I've been watching Andor this week and then fucking Star Wars Celebration announcements yesterday and Thursday, whatever. And I've been like, and then I'm fucking watching the finale yesterday. I was like, I'm in. You fucking got me back, okay? Because the Andor trailers I've not really watched because with not watching the show, I've kind of avoided, and I've still not watched the Andor Season 2 trailer since I finished the show. I'm going to watch it, but it's like, it's just kind of, I mean, you can tell I've got so much fucking energy now for Star Wars. It's like, and even when we were doing the Star Wars Celebration last week, it was like, oh, you know, it was okay. Did it like all that? Oh, this got announced. Oh, but it didn't happen. Oh, this got announced. Oh, but nothing's happened. Like, now we are fucking here, and I'm fucking so ready with May the 4th on the horizon as well. It's like just fully back into it. Andor, back fucking to where we're supposed to be. And there's so many on moments of this episode. I'm so sorry.
No,
but
it's good.
Andor
this is great.
Is fucking incredible. So, do you know why I love Andor so much?
Go on.
Because it is fucking perfect. There you go. I fucking said it, okay?
Yeah.
It is perfect.
I've been telling you
How
this. Yeah.
the fuck... Even, I know, I fully understand I've not watched the show for like 2-3 years, whatever it's been since it came out.
Sorry to those with sensitive ears.
I'm so sorry. How the fuck have we not done a fucking Rebel origin story properly for the originals, even before, like, I know Rogue One is, but even before all this shit. Like, the fucking prequels have an entire animated TV show purely to, like, just set them up and big them up. The fucking sequels are getting so much. How did it take so long to do, like, how did it take so long to do Andor? Like, truly, how did it take so long for us to actually see the origins of the rebellion? Like, how? Someone, America, explain.
I think,
like,
for me, what's
so many
genius, and we'll talk so much about the key moments that I recall as well. Like, for me, I think the reason Andor works so well is because you don't expect it to. Because when it was announced and all the way through, you're sort of like, well, why are we getting like a Cassian Andor spin-off? Because he wasn't a big character in Rogue One. But now, you watch this, and you connect with it, and you watch the story of it, you really start to understand the performances of this.
Holy
the writing, the acting, it's leaps and bounds above any other thing. But the best thing about Andor, I've found, is you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to enjoy it. I think actually it's a very good political TV show in the world of Star Wars.
I agree.
And I think that's why it's so well received. Yeah.
Is it the best Star Wars show?
100%.
Probably, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
I don't think it's comparable to, like, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No.
Even Ahsoka, I know you love it, but I don't think it's comparable.
No, it's
you've
not.
got this level of, like, high drama. It's like they didn't use the volume at all.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they didn't use the volume. All sets, all live locations, right?
All live locations.
I think the best way to tackle this would be to probably go for the individual sort of story arcs as we sort of drive through the season.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, this has been about 2.5 years since I've watched the last season, so I'm kind of going off what my memory is. But it starts with the first 3 episodes where the sort of inciting incident happens where in episode 1, Cassian's looking for someone and he ends up having an altercation with 2 security guards, one of which he accidentally kills and then is almost forced to kill the other because he can't risk it. How amazing is that opening scene?
It's a great opening scene. It's so fucking atmospheric. Yeah. Like, it's so. But this is the thing. I feel like when you meet, it's weird. When you meet Andor, from what I remember from Rogue One, I mean, it's been a little while since I've watched it. Like, Cassian Andor in Rogue One is a completely different character to the character that we get in the Andor TV show. Would you agree? Like,
I think it's clever because it builds upon it. Because obviously the last time I watched Rogue One was with you, and that was after watching. I was after watching Andor. So in my mind, I remember watching this and going, that's really interesting, like how we're here. And it is the same character, but it is definitely different, and I love that.
Yeah.
The development that you're going to get. And this is why I'm so excited for Andor Season 2 to build directly into Rogue One, because
I'm very excited for this.
That continuity is so exciting to me in terms of getting the characters where they need to be, you know, Yavin 4 and all that sort of thing. But even Mon Mothma as well, who's a huge part of Andor.
Amazing.
You get so much with her. And again, like, you could describe her story and you could on paper say, well, that sounds a bit boring or whatever, but it's fascinating, and that's what I think Star Wars hasn't got right over the last years. You don't need Star Wars fucking lightsabers and blasters and stuff to have a good time. You need good drama, and this is a fucking great drama.
I think with Mon Mothma as well, I think knowing where her story goes as well, and what the potential of it is in Season 2 is, it just fucking amplifies it even more. Like, she's such a good character. She's such a well-written, across all the mediums that she's been in, like, she's such 100%. A well-written character. But yeah, so the first arc is like...
The first arc is that, and the initial investigation into that murder, and then Cassian meeting Stellan Skarsgård's character, who I can't remember what his name was. Luthen. That's it. It's Luthen, yeah. Who sort of leads a bit of a double life. He sort of runs a shop with a fancy wig and all that sort of thing, but he also is an underground, like, supporter of the rebel cause. He works with Saw Gerrera, who we later see as well.
Amazing Force Unleashed reference in his fucking shop as well. The Sith Inquisitor armor. Like, such a great, which I knew from when I first watched it, I watched the first 4 episodes and then didn't continue it.
Really? Okay.
That's where I got up to, and I didn't stop because I just didn't enjoy it. It's just me not continuing stuff, which is the story of my life basically. So I remember seeing the Sith Inquisitor armor, and it's such a great fucking because it was around the same time as like that, and then we had Kenobi, which had what's his name's similar lightsabers to what's his name from Force Unleashed as well.
Yes,
and it was like, it was like, it's so good. But yeah, that first arc's great as well. Like, you really get to see and feel, and I think that's when you like Cassian Andor just fucking outright killing that guy in the first episode, and then obviously
it's brutal
after the whole,
as fuck. Yeah,
it's fucking brutal as well. And then after obviously the job, they do the whole job and everything, and then there's the guy who's like, oh, let's fuck off the rebellion, let's just take and split the money, and he fucking kills him, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
well, like the first 3 episodes especially though on that focus, I think it's a bit of a slow build, and I think that's the tricky thing with this show, is that those first 3 episodes are a tricky slow burn, but I think it's because you need it. You need to be introduced to all these new characters, because the only returning characters really are Cassian Andor and Mon Mothma. The rest of them are brand new characters. I mean, Saw Gerrera appears, I think, later in the series, but the first 3, you get introduced to a lot of these new characters who are important, especially towards the end of the series. Obviously, we'll kind of jump across to the next arc, because I think I think it gets steps up and gets better and better and better. So we have the heist arc where they're in this planet, which is filmed in the Scottish Highlands, and I think it's probably one of the most visually impressive parts of the show.
It's stunning.
Yeah,
it's fucking beautiful.
How did you find getting past that barrier this time? I think the episode 4.
I think once you get to episode 4 is like him arriving at the place, and you meet all the new characters and stuff, and then it's kind of, you start to see the plans fall into place. It's that episode and then the episode after where they kind of start showing off like the tactician side of Cassian, which I really enjoyed, when they do the whole scene where they're trying to like do the formation and stuff. He's like, well, you should be there, and he's like, well, why? Oh, well, he shoots left-handed. Okay, what does this person shoot? What does this person shoot? And then you start to get you almost get more backstory for him, because you see how like just fucking like switched on he is as a character, which again 100%. Relates very well to Rogue One, when we see him in Rogue One. Of the kind of 100%. Role that he plays in Rogue One. Like, it's a very great, and it's a great little
he's fully believing in the cause in Rogue One. He's through and through a rebel commander almost, and he is he's brilliant at what he does, and I think that's the best thing about this show, I think, in my mind, is that just watching how he becomes that, and I'm so excited for season 2, because I'm so excited to see what the next step is for this character and for this arc and this story for him. I didn't know. I mean, I have my favourites of this, and my favourites of this season come towards the end of the season, which we'll get onto. With
the prison break and the rebellion stuff.
And I'm very excited to talk about that. That heist one, though, the backstabbing, the betrayal, the anxiety that comes with it, but also the beauty of it. I mean, how amazing of like the thing that Andor does, I think, especially well, is it showcases the scale and terror of the Empire. From a political perspective.
Fully agree. I think it's one of the and I think this also relates to when you get closer to the end of the show as well, is I think you really see the scale, and all, especially with like the last episode, I think you really do see the scale of the Empire, and also like, I don't know. I think the Empire just have aura in this show. To be honest,
for lack of a better phrase, I think they do have aura.
They do. Like, obviously, Palpatine has aura, and when you see the Empire with Palpatine aura, this is one of the first times where, not one of the first times, but it's one of like a few times that I could think where you kind of see the Empire just as the Empire without any of the big names or the big bads and the big villains.
I love that, like the biggest like cameo, if you'd call it that, was Yularen, which is that's such a deep cut. So I don't know if you remember this. This is I don't know if this even clocked with you. So Wolf Yularen, a character who appears midway through the series. He's an Imperial. He's got a big, beautiful silver mustache.
What's his name? Sorry, Wolf
Yularen. He's in the Imperial room, that the Imperial Council room.
Yes.
Now,
yeah,
he's in Clone Wars.
Yes.
He's
oh my
in Clone
god!
Wars as one of the I can't remember what would you even call it? Not oh my
like
god,
lieutenants or whatever. Like the
yes, but he was which side was he? Not the Separatists. What's the Republican? No, that's not right. No, not Republicans. No. Is it? It's not Republicans.
It is, isn't it?
It's Donald Trump. It's the Galactic Republic.
Yeah.
And then he briefly appears in A New Hope. He's just a bloke, but he's just a bloke with a mustache. But he's the guy at the beginning of all those Clone Wars intros where he's like, "This guy in Clone Wars." That's
Oh
Yularen.
my god! Yeah, the Galactic Republic.
The biggest cameo they have in Andor is just this fucking guy who just like wouldn't really be able to name.
That's a fucking deep cut. Well done for that. But
I was like, all right, okay,
did you know?
No, I didn't know, but I knew. So because there's a guy with a mustache in A New Hope, and then I knew that Star Wars retroactively made him Yularen after doing Clone Wars because it's a guy with a mustache, and cool to see a guy who was on the side of the Jedi end up being an Imperial commander.
Yeah.
So then so I knew about that bit of lore, and obviously he appears in Rebels as well.
Yes.
So I do remember. So when he showed up and this guy has a fucking mustache, I was like, what's the chance that this is Yularen?
But he's in the final 2 episodes of Clone Wars as well. That's fucking genius.
Yeah,
that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and he is the guy at the beginning of all the Clone Wars things, and it's kind of crazy. But he's there the whole way through, and it's like this. It's what I'm saying about continuity.
Yeah.
See an episode like that where a character like that who rocks up, who is completely, I would say, completely unimportant. In terms of the ground, I mean, he's just in the background, but in the show, he's just a high up Imperial who comes and then tells them all what to do and then fucks off. And I love that he is just there to kind of be like, okay, this isn't this Imperial level of all these people you're seeing are high class Imperials, yes, but they're not high class because it's they sent Yularen to come and do this. This isn't even Grand Moff Tarkin. This isn't even Director Krennic or Thrawn or anything.
Is this before? Oh yeah, this is Thrawn era. Oh, just before Thrawn era. Probably.
Well, this is probably alongside the time that Thrawn's hunting down Ezra.
Yeah, I was gonna say season 2 will probably cross over with Rebels. Well, I mean, we'll try to get at this to once you finish the whole season 1. There's something very particular that I want to see in season 2 of Andor, which relates back to Rebels.
Interesting to see that, but yeah, we get the whole heist thing, and then. I love again Cassian kind of gets away with it and then gets sort of almost framed for a different crime. And then
it's such a funny, I also love the whole thing with seeing the crackdown from the Empire. Really reminds me. It reminds me very much of that in between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, where you get the opening call from Rise of Skywalker, and it's they have completely taken over. First Order are running the world. There's massive crackdowns in every region of the galaxy. It really, even the opening call for New Hope, you really get like I said, it's a perfect show because it feels like the Empire is so well established anyway, but you kind of get to see these this one-off comment in the opening call of A New Hope of the tight grip of the Empire. Well, this is where the tight grip comes from.
100%. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
It's amazing little bits like that.
And I think most of all with this is, and I think you'll come to enjoy. This is the thing: you've got the ideal benefit here because you're watching it for the first time now. You'll watch season 2 as it comes out, and then you'll probably want to watch Rogue One. And
I will watch Rogue One.
And you know what?
I am 100% watching Rogue One.
But I'll tell you now, that will be so escalated
euphoric
by this show.
Yeah.
Because it's you then realise that when they blow up the Death Star in A New Hope, this is way more...
Yeah.
How many people have sacrificed themselves? How many people have lost their lives for the people who do that? For Luke Skywalker to blow that hole in the Death Star.
Yeah.
How many people have sacrificed themselves? Because everyone you look at who's involved with the Rebels in this show, you know that 90% of them aren't making it. We know 100%. We've seen Cassian die.
Exactly, yeah.
So we know where his story ends. It's I'm just very excited about it. But yes, oh my god, could we please talk about the prison arc? Because it's the best piece of television that I'd seen in so long.
Even this, it's fucking genius. Them having, they're making Death Star parts. I'm sure that's, are they making Death Star parts or TIE Fighter parts?
That's the reveal.
That?
It was the genius. And did you see the post-credit scene, right?
Which was maybe not. The
Death Star bit, the Death Star scene.
No.
Brother in Christ, we're watching it now on record.
Wait, what?
There's a post-credit scene in the final episode of the season.
I'm quite shocked I didn't say Andor.
Hang on. I'll send you the video. We can cut this out if need be, but it's only 30 seconds. But oh my god, bro, hang on. Let me get it on a fucking Yeah, I'm not gonna watch together. Just press play and tell me when you press play.
Right. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. So the bits that they're making in the prison.
Yeah.
These are the bits here that you see now in this post-credit scene. This is the final scene of Andor Season 1. Because it shows you...
Mate, it's fucking genius. It's genius.
When you work out,
oh
the
my
scale
god,
is genius. And this shot,
it's that shot, mate. That's a fucking wallpaper. That's a fucking wallpaper.
So for those who, so
but even that
working in the prison is it's so clever because you don't know what they're working on. They're just working on Imperial.
I must have read it somewhere that they were.
That they're using they're building Imperial parts, and they're basically just being used as slaves. These people are being worn down. These old men are being worn to their death just to make these things. They're making them these massive, complex bits of machinery and instruments, and then you see how tiny that is and the grand scale of the Death Star and what they're contributing to and what thousands of Imperial prisons are contributing to. Oh my god, genius, man, genius.
Do you not think it's also genius because it perfectly relates to Rogue One and the start of A New Hope? Cassian Andor is in a prison that makes Death Star parts, and Rogue One is all about the Death Star plans and making sure the Death Star plans get to the right hand and get to the rebellion.
The Death Star is a fucking enormous
It's fucking genius.
Do you think we'll see more of the Death Star in season 2? Because at the end of that, you see it pretty much fully made, other than the weapon part. And by the time we get to Rogue One, it's already finished.
Yeah, well, think about Rebels and stuff, it's already fully established in Rebels, isn't it? Or close to.
It's right. I mean, this is by the time the Death Star's built.
Yeah,
it is Rogue One is starting. It doesn't get finished until literally hours before it's blown up in A New Hope. Because if it was finished any earlier, they would have been dominating the galaxy by then. It can't have enough time, but they knew what they were making. That's what I love about this. But the prison bit, obviously, that's an amazing piece of thing. But then, also, can we just have some appreciation for how fucking good Andy Serkis is in everything? I mean, honestly, not only as a motion cap actor, but he's a brilliant actor.
Everything he touches is gold. Fucking say what you want about it being a cameo or whatever. He's fucking incredible.
Not a cameo. He plays a fully fledged character for 3 episodes here, and he's one of the more memorable characters. The fact that I remember at the time there was a lot of theories going around because obviously it's a recast. He's played Snoke, so it was kind of a big deal of oh shit,
especially with how close it was to I think it's genius. His monologue is I don't even have to say how good it is because every fucker who's watched Andor knows.
When you saw that, so when you watched that,
I've watched it about 3 times since watching it.
When you watch the scene for the first time where they do rebel and Cassian is encouraging him to speak and have say something motivational over the Tannoy system, and he comes out with this monologue, this one way out speech. What was your reaction when you watched this unfold? Because it wasn't a twist or a shock, but it was just this beautiful piece of writing in my eyes.
My reaction was, that a parade that happened in the middle of Star Wars Celebration really makes sense now.
Yeah, fucking remember that now.
Yeah, exactly. Ironically, I saw a video today of them doing it again at the Japanese one. I'm trying to find the actual speech, the words for the speech. It's just fucking it is. I can't explain. It is just it's gut wrenching and heart wrenching and so fucking emotional. But then again, it's it's why I think it's just so. The show is just so perfectly fit because it expresses all of. It just feels like it expresses all of New Hope in one fucking 2-minute speech or whatever. The whole, it is fucking gorgeous. Also love that 2 out of the 3 of the monologues in this show start with "My name is" and then the name, which just, I'm not even funny. If it starts with that, it's gonna be fucking legendary. Let's be real. It's fucking genius. It's absolutely fucking genius. It's such good writing.
Should I tell you what else is good writing?
So good.
I tell you what else is good writing. Him getting to the edge and going, I can't swim.
It is.
Because they obviously don't know where they are. They don't know that they're in the middle of an ocean. That just realization of...
My heart.
I'm dead. That's
my fucking heart.
we're probably never going to see.
But that's the thing, though. But I quite like that, though. Is like I think Star Wars nowadays is so like, oh, bringing this character back, bringing this character back, bringing this character back. No, let's introduce a character who is so well written in 3 episodes that we know every fucker's gonna love them and get rid of them. It's it's so trusting and genius in the writing. Like that's what
it's got to be.
So
you've got to have.
It's someone who has so much faith in their own writing. Like it's perfect.
But that is what this is. Over the span of 12 episodes, you're turning Cassian into someone who does not care about a rebellion, does not care about the Empire, just wants to do his own thing, and giving him experience through heights, through prison, through whatever.
Yeah.
People, lived experience of people and rebellion within ranks, and really seeing what the Empire is, but also meeting these wonderful and also horrible people. It's an amazing point to get to where you actually see this transition of him becoming a rebel, and we're going to see that more in season 2, of course. But how amazing! Like
the end of the show is really it's great getting to the. I feel like jumping all over the place, but it's great getting to the end of the show and you're like, this is the Cassian Andor that I know. Like this is the rebel that I remember from Rogue One, and then you go, well, we've got an entire fucking season of it, so you're just going to see even more of like the rebel kind of. It's such an amazing. Like
this was one of the top-rated episodes. I mean, this got 9.5 out of 10 on IMDb or one way. I mean, great. But not only the mad thing is, not even the only incredible monologue of the episode, because we also have Luthen's speech when questioned.
Luthen's is amazing.
Which is like what the sacrifice.
I love
speech,
Luthen.
the monologue. Yeah. He is so good. I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise I know I'll never see. Oh, God!
I just love that. Like, it's so weird because I feel like his kind of like that whole thing with like he's kind of like the dark side of the rebellion a little bit.
He is.
It kind of does remind me of like the Rey kind of grey Jedi kind of. I know it's like, but it's like being a villain to. Yeah, it's like someone has to be the villain. Someone has to.
It's not a villain, but it's like he's sacrificing. He's sacrificing everything. It's like people think he just sort of scuttles around in the dark, which is why I like that he's questioned in this. But it sort of shows it's like he's given up everything. He's given up his entire life, his reputation,
also
his character, his family.
Immaculate.
He's fantastic. Yeah. I just love seeing that, and it really excites me to see what they're going to do with this character. Like, surely he can't make it, but then how the fuck are they going to get rid of him? Or are they not? Are they going to just pull the wool over our eyes again and he just disappears somewhere? But again, Stellan Skarsgård is, again, the actor of a generation.
Amazing.
What an incredible piece of dialogue. Really just fantastic.
It's phenomenal. The whole, like, these last 3 episodes are just... Like...
And then we get the sort of build-up towards the end. Obviously, Cassian's mother dies. And then we get this funeral sequence.
Generational.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Honestly, like, it's fucking... If Andor Season 2 has anything fucking half as good as this whole sequence, this funeral sequence, fuck me. Like, it is just... It's got fucking everything. Like, where the fuck do you even begin? Like, the fucking monologue alone is, like... I fucking dream that I can write a monologue that good. Like, honestly, that's my fucking dreams, is to be able to write something as heart-wrenching and fucking as, like... It's so well shot as well. It's incredible. It's so well shot. It's the person, like, the worker who's just there in fucking tears. Like, it is, like...
Because they're all there. They bring all the characters together in this one bit.
Yeah.
And you see a whole planet and town uprise against the Empire, and it's that first spark of, like, shit, like, they might fight back.
Spark of hope.
That whole, that bit where it's like, if I could do it again, I'd wake up early and be fighting those bastards from the start. Did you know that when they had the line right at the end of the speech where she says, fight the Empire, did you know this fun fact that actually Tony Gilroy pushed, and originally was in the script, to Disney, that she says fuck the Empire. He wanted to put the first F-bomb in Star Wars ever, and Disney and Lucasfilm were like,
she got a bastard in their mind. She gets a bastard in there.
She gets a bastard
in the script. That was good. I was quite surprised by that.
She didn't get a fuck, but she got a bastard.
That'd have been amazing. The fucking dropping the F-bomb,
because that was supposed to be the end of it was fuck the Empire.
Yeah,
but it it works so well. Anyway,
so
I mean, it's
good.
such a brilliant speech. And
Where is it? But I feel
amazing.
I feel for you. We've been sleeping. We've had each other for today. There is a wound that won't heal at the center of our galaxy. There is a darkness reaching like rust into everything around us. We let it grow, and now it's here, and it's not visiting anymore. The Empire is a disease that thrives in It's so honestly,
great.
it's
so good.
No more alive than when we sleep. It's easy to fight. Fighting is useless. Perhaps it's too late, but I'll tell you this: if you could do it again, I'd wake up early and be fighting those bastards from the start. Fight the Empire. Do you know what? I think this is probably the earliest recording of someone like speaking publicly out against the Empire. Could potentially be the first.
Possibly. I love that. I think there's a lot of elements of this show that I like, and there's so many characters again. We haven't really talked about it already. I mean, there's the difference. Like the Imperial lady, who's again a brilliant character. She's so evil. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, and what's his name? The guy as well, who kind of goes a bit stalkerish near the end, but. Yeah, why not?
Oh god, yeah, I know who you mean.
You know who I mean?
He's a fucking
the one who's
weirdo,
in it right at the start. That knows it's Cassian that's done it.
I'm trying to find the. I'm scrambling through fucking IMDb now.
Daedra Miro is the girl.
Yes,
is the woman.
Right. Yes.
And then Cyril Khan.
That's it. Because he was
terrible.
Where did I recognise him from? He was in the BBC adaptation of Inspector Calls that we watched when we were in school.
Actually.
So I remember that.
Oh my fucking god, he is as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
Both brilliant characters. Yeah.
You know what? Him and her. I don't know what it is. Their fucking bone structure just looks Imperial. Do you not think?
There's a certain look that you have to have to be Imperial.
Yeah.
He's not even Imperial.
You gotta have really defined.
Yeah,
but you gotta have defined cheekbones to be.
Yeah, you do. Of course, we've got now Doctor Who's very own Verada Safety.
Yeah, I know.
Which is mad. She's having a hell of a month now. Doctor Who Season 2 dropping, Andor Season 2 dropping. Two of the biggest sci-fi franchises in the same month.
Literally
crazy.
I know. It's so good, yeah.
And so I want to talk about Mon Mothma as well, because she gets a lot of development. Played
Mon
by
Mothma's gonna be a goat in the second season.
Genevieve O'Reilly, who's incredible and just completely embraced and owned this role.
So, is this true that Mon Mothma's she was a deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith?
So, yes.
And that's where this comes from.
Going back to Mon Mothma's original appearance was Return of the Jedi. That's the first time we ever saw her.
Okay.
And that was not played, obviously, by the same actress because that was 1983.
Yeah.
And then, when they made Revenge of the Sith, they had a scene with Mon Mothma and Bail Organa speaking to Padme to try almost like a sort of hint to an early rebellion. And that had Mon Mothma in it. And that's played by Genevieve O'Reilly. But she had one line and that was it. And that was a deleted scene. It got cut. You can find it on YouTube. But that was a deleted scene. And then when they made Rogue One, they made the brilliant choice to bring Genevieve O'Reilly back to play Mon Mothma.
Yes.
Who was brilliant in the role.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. And then now in Andor, she plays the role. I mean, she plays it in Andor. She was in Ahsoka as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And there's so many different...
She voices Mon Mothma in Rebels as well.
She voices, in Rebels. So there's a whole level of continuity. She is this character now, and how amazing that we get that. Do you know what I mean?
It's amazing, yeah.
She's excellent in this role. My only sort of big query / concern is how is she going to go from that fuck-ass bob to this ass haircut by A New Hope, because we know she's got it by Rogue One. Where is she? when is this? What's going to happen in season 2 that's going to make her go, you know what, I'm fucking off the hair product. It's just going to go. Which
haircut is it that she's got in Rebels? Hang on,
she's just got sort of Beatles haircut, sort of bowl cut.
Do you know what's going to happen though in the second season? The first arc's going to have her with the normal haircut, and then it's going to be the time skip. She's going to have this haircut because in Rebels she has this really short one as well.
In Rebels, yeah, she does. Yeah. I have no idea, but she looked like that in Rogue One.
Yeah.
But then they give her longer hair again in
Andor.
Not in Andor, in Ahsoka. They give her longer hair again.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know what they do. I don't know why we're talking so much about Mon Mothma's hair, but it is a subject that fascinates me because it just kind of really dramatically changes in the span of a year. just to match what she looked like in Return of the Jedi.
The Mon Mothma links to one of my things that I would very much like to see from the second season. I've got two things I'd like to see from the second season of Andor. One is I want to see Palpatine. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a hologram or
me,
just a speech.
I have a feeling. There's just some feeling in me where I'm like, I feel like we will. I could be completely wrong, but I think that would top it. I think Tony Gilroy's writing and this era of the Empire, and I just don't want Ian McDiarmid's last appearance to be a bad one, and I don't think it was. I think because he appeared in Obi-Wan Kenobi and he was in that little cameo. Yeah, but I really want
Bad
him
Batch?
to just. He was in Bad Batch as well, actually. That's true. Yeah, he has been involved in some good stuff. But could you imagine, like, if his final, or maybe not his final, I don't want to wish fucking death on the man, but I'd love him.
I don't know if you get the same thing, but even when I was watching Andor, like even just hearing someone say Emperor Palpatine, I got a little bit giddy. Like I don't know what it is. It's like
when you get it
just a little bit. I think it's the same as Darth Vader. It's like you hear someone say like Lord Vader, and I'm like, oh, like
that's why it works so well in Rogue One though, seeing Vader, because it's like, well, actually, what you've got is a lot of people who aren't powerful. When you haven't got Jedi and you haven't got Sith, just have political leaders and officials and all that sort of thing, and then you bring in someone like the fucking Emperor who is fucking powerful. That's when you're like, okay, maybe there's.
I think you could really do something with the second season of Andor with like they are powerful. Like you are going to see the rebellion be powerful, and it's going to be such a rebellion focus, like to show that the rebellion is strong. You could really do something amazing to bring Palpatine in, like not to like to beat the rebellion, whatever.
Don't get me wrong. I think of all people, I don't think we should see Vader. But I do.
No, I don't think we should see that. I think we should see Palpatine.
Because I think Palpatine being the Emperor is a very influential political figure, although he doesn't interfere with the affairs of the Senate at this point in the timeline as much. Like he's very backbench almost. Yeah. But I would like to see him involved. I
would like to see in Andor the rebellion take a win, and then we get a speech, like even just a hologram or just some sort of like galactic-wide speech from Palpatine. To show like the rebellion still is nowhere fucking close to fucking use the word again, the fucking aura that Palpatine carries. Like
he has aura though. This is the thing. Like, you didn't watch season 2 of Bad Batch. I think it was.
I watched season 2 of Bad Batch. Yeah,
where he appears in the episode, and that is what when you say about aura,
it's like that. It's like
you have a whole 3 episode arc where like everything's going off. It's all kicking off. It's like it's getting very like tense, and then Palpatine comes in, it's immediately solved, and then he politically spins himself into creating and justifying the invention of the Stormtrooper. And I think that's a fantastic moment in Star Wars history, and I just love him. Ian McDiarmid's voice, the older he gets as well, the crustier it gets, and the more fucking
I think
nice
it's a great opportunity for in Andor as well to be able to do something similar with kind of like the rebellion gets a big win. But then, and you're so on the side of the rebellion, you're like, oh my god, the rebellion cannot be stopped, and then just having some sort, it is a cameo, like just have some sort of cameo where he makes a speech or something.
Yeah, you just need it to
nothing.
Be like
you don't need him
something.
big, like you just need him to be there to be like that powerful figure to go. Shit, the rebellion might have taken some wins, but they are still nowhere near.
We know who we are getting in this series. We're getting director Krennic, which was very exciting news because I fucking love Ben Mendelsohn. And he was like my favorite part of Rogue One. So it's great to see that.
Well, I guess it has to, doesn't it? Because the closer it gets, it's like
the closer it gets, the more. But the thing is, Andor is the supplementary show to Rogue One. It is a show that will lead directly into Rogue One. So realistically. You need there's also rumors as well. I don't know if this is true, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that Mads Mikkelsen is about to play Galen Erso, which it makes crazy, but also makes complete sense because you've got Ben Mendelsohn, who is director Krennic, who is overseeing the Death Star project. We know the Death Star is all but complete now, and probably being used. There's certain characters who I'm like,
well, no, the Death Star won't be used because it's the first time it's. Is it not testified in A New Hope?
It won't be used, but will it start?
Oh, do you mean used as in
will
it start
to be populated? That's
sorry, that's what I thought you meant used as in like test fired.
Because the first test fire is on.
It's on a
Jeddah.
Yeah.
Which is also in the trailer because obviously Saw Gerrera needs to end up there. So it's not only that, but it's that character that needs to go from where he is in Andor Season 1 to where he is in Rogue One.
Yeah.
You know what I say about Star Wars continuity being really satisfying? This is what I mean. I like when you can really see these characters kind of where they end up and kind of seeing that fun middle ground of like these moments, despite the fact that Rogue One came out not that long ago. I mean, almost 10 years, which is kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
But because you get that, there is almost still a feeling of nostalgia when he lands on Jeddah for the first time, and he gets in his base for the first time, the one that you see in Rogue One. It's gonna be like, oh, cool, that's fucking sick. How did he get that giant mind-reading tentacle monster?
Yeah,
I want to know how he got that. Not. I don't want an entire 3-episode arc about it, but it would be interesting to see how he got it in just like a line of dialogue or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe Luthen gives it to him. I am. Yeah.
Sorry, go on. Keep going.
Go for it.
I have one more thing that I want to see from Andor Season 2, and I think this is something that I would genuinely bet my bank account on that it is in it at some point. I want to see Mon Mothma's Declaration of Rebellion, the one from Rebels, where she's on Ghost, and she makes the speech in the hologram, and it's her saying, "For too long as the Empire fucking ruled us, I'm stepping down from the Senate, and I am like part of this active rebellion against the Empire to overthrow the Empire." And it's done, and it's shown that it's hologrammed and projected all across the galaxy on screens, on holographic projectors.
That's so true. I need to remind myself of that because that has been so long since I've seen
We
Rebels.
need to see a live action version, and I'm saying in this speech she has the shorter hair. In the maybe the last arc or the second last or whatever, close to the end.
When in the timeline is this happening? Because Andor season, you need to think about this, right? Andor Season 2 will end alongside the events of Rogue One and therefore A New Hope. So Rebels has to finish within the timeline of Andor Season 2. So by the end, Mon Mothma will have a fucking yee-ass haircut.
And this happens in the third season of Andor. And the last season of Andor ends, is it just before Rogue One?
I think so.
The last episode, I'm pretty sure, is days before Rogue One. So maybe in the second, obviously they're not gonna do it with her in live action, like in the ship and everything.
But we're not even at Yavin 4 yet. Do you know what I mean? So it's like we'll have to see them get to Yavin 4. We'll have to see that bit activated. My concern is, so the characters I'd love to see in this that I think would make sense without just being nostalgic for nostalgic's sake, right? Galen Erso, I think Mads Mikkelsen is a brilliant actor. It'd be great to see more of him. Emperor Palpatine, long shot, obviously, but possible. I'd love to see. Bail Organa.
Yeah.
Would love to see.
That would be a good one.
Jimmy Simmons back.
Yeah.
Who else? What do you think about Tarkin?
I was just thinking this,
because he's in Rogue One. He's a part of that film. But is he too risky again to go into that territory of fake stuff?
I think you could see him maybe in a post-credit scene, or maybe right at the very end of Andor Season 2, maybe. I don't think he'll be a big... I think, not Tarkin, I think Krennic will be the big kind of like the face of the Empire, really, for the second season of Andor. I think you could see potentially the ending of Andor maybe see some sort of Imperial meeting with the likes of... Wolfen again, the likes of Krennic, and Tarkin potentially again, because I don't think they'll overdo it with the deep fake stuff.
We're not going to see Thrawn, right? We're not going to see any. I don't think we'll
see
anyone involved.
Can you fucking imagine? We're not going to see Thrawn, but could you fucking imagine?
If we did, that'd be crazy.
It'd be mental.
It wouldn't happen.
No,
you'd probably see that old ass man who's like his representative or some shit.
I would scream if we saw Thrawn. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a lot of things. I think the great thing is about Tony Gilroy writing this is he's not bothered about cameos. He's not bothered about these big references. He respects the continuity and he makes good TV, and he's made some incredible stuff. I think he wrote Rogue One as well, I believe. I shouldn't just double check that I got that right, but I think that is absolutely the case.
I think with the continuity thing as well, I think he's handed a great era, especially having this. Well, Mon Mothma's Declaration for Rebellion is the official start of the rebellion. It is officially them going, we are fighting against the Empire, rise up, we will beat them together. He's being handed a great speech. You've got a fucking incredible actress to do it. She does it in Rebels as well, but obviously it's animated. You've got an incredible opportunity to have, how they did, what's her name? Mira's like how they did hers with just the hologram projection of her. You have an amazing opportunity to be able to show this thing because it makes sense for it to be in the show. It makes sense to. It doesn't make sense to pass over this big turning point and speech in the rebellion. Like, yeah, to be honest, even if he fucking retcons it and slightly changes it and writes it himself, I wouldn't be opposed to it really because it is quite short in Rebels. It's like what, like a fucking 2-minute speech. Yeah, like it's not long at all. Like. It's not a long speech at all. Yeah. To extend it like how and make it more like how Mira's or whatever her name is. If that makes sense.
On the Ghost. That's the hard thing is they've already.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't do it.
It's hard to do it.
No,
I mean you can do it.
Don't show her on the Ghost. Don't do that because I don't want to see Ezra. I don't want to see Hera. I don't want to see all that shit. I just want. Yeah, it's a fucking minute. It's literally like it's a minute long speech, like a minute and a half max. Just have her like how they did Mira's with them in a fucking, or do like jump cuts between a bar in the galaxy, between like the fucking Imperial Death Star, like see this speech in different places, but as her it's just a hologram or on a screen. You could do it like they could have done it in front of green screen.
I think
because you don't see any of the characters in it.
I think they should do it from the Imperial perspective.
I do as well. I think because you don't have to show any of the characters. Like,
oh, maybe that's the Palpatine scene.
Oh my fucking god! Can you imagine fucking seeing Palpatine watching it?
Palpatine's reaction to the Declaration of Rebellion. Yeah, kind of fucking with that idea, Loki.
But then,
if I you know what, we've had a track record of randomly calling things from nostalgia bit episodes to have come true. I do wonder at the back of my mind. For me, you know what excites me most about Andor Season 2 is we've already got a great show with Season 1. Season 2 is rumored to be even better and bigger and better.
Is it? Is it 4 3-episode arcs? Is that what it is?
That's correct. Yes, and they're all about a year apart.
The ending of episode 9 should be Death Star, seat, Palpatine in chair, Mon Mothma hologram, and just have him sitting watching it. Like even the back end of the speech, or like it jumps between like you see different places, and the final bit is seeing Palpatine in the chair with like a hologram projector.
I do wonder. Like I think as well. For me, again, it's that whole thing of because of the way it's like laid out. Is this gonna be like Clone Wars Season 7, where the last 2 arcs are fucking like
generational,
incredible, like generational Star Wars content, right?
Probably.
Because I don't want to get my hopes up, but there is a part where you're like, they don't have to do much to make it exciting.
Yeah.
But because you know where it's going to end up in Rogue One. Like, inevitably, you know exactly where the series is going to end. For Cassian Andor, he will be on his way to that planet from the beginning of Rogue One to get information out of an informant.
Can I just quickly point out, we've spoke about Andor Season 2 this whole time and not once mentioned Cassian Andor as a character in the second season.
Well, I think because it's the world around him, isn't it? And I think we know he's going to be excellent because Diego Luna's a fucking brilliant actor who was excellent in the first season, excellent in the second. He cares so much about this character and this project. Yeah. I think it is, and I think one of my sort of roundups, I think for you, is what are your thoughts after like not watching it for so long, and then finally checking it out now on the eve almost of a new series. In fact, actually, by the time this episode comes out, Andor Season 2 will have started.
Yeah, literally.
As of yesterday. Yeah.
It's a bit of a twat move, to be honest. It's a bit of a, my bad, guys. You know what? This is an L I will take. This is.
You learn this for next time when I tell you need to watch something like a Star Wars project, especially, and I tell you it's good. Like you need to check it out.
This one's on me, Coach. Okay, I'll take this L. I fumbled this bag. Okay.
But do you feel like when you now that you have watched it, you're sort of like you get what people are saying about it now?
I
feel there's some part of it where you're like a bit wasn't as good.
I am. Do you know what? I'm quite glad that because I haven't watched it, I've waited until now to watch it. I'm glad I've watched it just before the second season comes out because this is a kind of show where I think it is potentially important to have rewatched or some sort of indulged the first season, like even just like on recaps and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a little bit gutted that I didn't watch it at the time because I think seeing Star Wars Twitter and stuff see and remembering the reactions to these episodes and to these monologues and stuff. And I do still
like
partly remember them anyway.
But it was very exciting.
I do partly remember them anyway. So like, and it is just like, I don't know, like, I'm always been a prequel guy. Like, Clone Wars is my shit. Like, but what we are potentially getting, and what Andor Season 2 has the potential to use and to do, my like correlation to this is I feel like this is the same as like the Order 66. This is the same as that. This is the same as those last 3 episodes of Clone Wars. How much they have the potential to add on. And I think Rogue One was this anyway. Rogue One was this for New Hope and stuff like that. But I think
it is. Now it's doing it for Rogue One.
What Clone Wars is, and what we've had in Bad Batch, and what we've had in games, and what we've had, all this kind of stuff surrounding Order 66, it's kind of the same. This is kind of that event, but for the original trilogy. Really, it's that for this period of time.
It's Clone Wars Season 7's final arc, but for strong politically minded Star Wars nerds.
Yeah, it's Clone War. It's the final arc for Clone Wars for Revenge of the Sith for the first like 3 minutes of A New Hope. That's this whole thing. That's what this whole thing's building to. It's like,
great, I love it.
It's amazing. Like, I love the originals. The originals I sadly probably are least attached to because I kind of grew up in this era of the prequels were the movies that I grew up with in Clone Wars, and then the sequels are the ones that I watched during coming out in the cinemas. But I love this kind of stuff. Like, even talking about it now, like, it gets me excited to have. It's the continuity.
It's back to basic Star Wars as well, isn't it?
It's back to basic Star Wars. Perfect continuity. Like,
how do you feel about seeing Coruscant so much, especially through like a political lens?
Love
the Senate. The first time they go out into the Senate again, it's like, oh my god, this is nostalgic.
Yeah,
you know?
It's those kind of things, isn't it? It's like it's those bits. It's like seeing Coruscant, hearing Palpatine's name, the fucking Darth Vader scene from Rogue One. It's like it's those. It goes back to like Star Wars has these little things that no matter how old I am, no matter how much they are used, I will still get giddy about it, I will be fucking giddy. Like, it's that if they fucking show Palpatine in Andor Season 2, I will be giddy. I will be a child.
One of those guys where it's like, oh, this is only going to be good if you have this cameo in it, because I'm not like that. This is going to be a great show, and I'm very excited for it no matter what. It's going to be incredible. If they put Palpatine cameo in it, it's immediately a 10 out of 10 for me, no matter what the case of the rest of the show is. I'm so excited.
But it's not even like back to the Palpatine thing. It's like you don't have to include it, but you have the perfect, like, it makes so much sense to use it, and it's not going to take away, it's not going to be like, oh, they're just fucking doing a shameless Palpatine cameo, like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, it actually would, it just adds, like, whatever episode it is, it's going to add to the episode because of the time period that it's set, because of it all being about Mon Mothma and being about the fucking spearhead of the rebellion and where we know it ends. It's like, it just makes so much sense. Like, you have Darth Vader in Rogue One, let's fucking show Palpatine and have this fucking continuous period where we know everything. Like you fucking know, like, a day by day, like, fucking,
it's just so exciting. I think it's one of those ones where I don't know, man, this is where it's like you just know that it's probably going to be pretty good with all the other shows. Very, like,
from the fucking previews that we've heard, every single preview I've seen for this is every single person has said that it's the best Star Wars show we've had so far.
Man, it's gonna be
which
good.
makes me very excited.
And I think because we've got people, because it's written by the writer of Rogue One as well, it doesn't feel like it's trying to disrespect that. The continuity is on point. So when you get like characters like Director Krennic come in, it's not just for a pointless cameo. Like, it is for a very valid reason, and it is because he is needed.
And that's exactly what I think.
And it's like the same way. It's the same way they justified like Tarkin in Rogue One, right? It's like people going, "Well, you didn't need him there at all." It's like, actually, you do need him because he is the Death Star guy. Like, he is the guy who fucking runs the Death Star. You need him.
It's all this. It's like with Andor Season 2, it's like they have so many potentials to great period of time to have cameos, but the cameos on they are cameos, but they aren't pointless cameos. Like genuinely 100% honest. If they included Thrawn in this, they don't have to. They don't have to at all, right?
Yeah.
But like, you're not gonna sit there and go, oh, for fuck's sake, like, why the fuck are they showing Thrawn, man? Like, it's just a fucking like grab for fucking Star Wars fans. It's ridiculous. It's like, no, it's like this period of time is so tense and so stressful that you have all these
going on and so many stories.
It's not gonna feel like it's like how Ahsoka's done it, how Obi-Wan's done it, like how Mando had these kind of cameos. Like, it's just all this kind of stuff where
I've been a bit out of Star Wars, and I'm ready to be locked back.
That's exactly what I said at the start. It's like,
and the thing is, you've waited to watch Andor to this point to get back into that. For me, I'm like, I am still kind of waiting for that kick, and I think Andor Season 2 might be it, because I was, again, blown away when I first saw this season, and I'm so excited. I think, wrapping up, I will want to say as well that for those people and Star Wars fans and Andor fans amongst us, we will be back at the end of this season to discuss the events of Andor Season 2, when we've seen it all. And we have our live, unfiltered reactions of what the hell we think is about. How are we satisfied? Are we happy? And we'll be talking about that, I think, the week after Andor Season 2 finishes, which will be towards the end of May. And I'm very excited about that. That'll be very fun.
Before we move on to just news, can we quickly touch on 2 things from Star Wars Celebration, which I'm fucking gassed about?
Absolutely, yeah. Let's talk about it.
Number 1, Balin Scroll recast. Fucking... Yeah. Legendary.
Very good, and the art looks fantastic.
Looks phenomenal.
Talked about this a while ago, and I'm completely down with the recasting, but I think it looks very, very good, and it's great to get our first proper look at that.
Yeah. And then number 2, a fucking Darth Maul show. Also, by the way, we fucking called something, because we said on last week's episode. It
happens every time.
It seems really strange that Sam Witwer was there. Like, what? I don't see Sam Witwer being there without him being involved in some way. And we're getting a fucking Darth Maul show between Clone Wars and Rebels. And fucking even better, we're getting Darth fucking Talon in fucking canon.
I don't know these things.
My God. Darth Talon is a Twi'lek from who so Darth Talon, to fucking completely go completely wild with this. In the original plans for the sequels, Darth Talon was going to be, Maul was originally for George Lucas's plans for the sequels. He wanted Darth Maul to be the villain and for Leia to be so Darth Talon is she's in non-canon anyway as as a Sith, as Darth Maul's apprentice in non-canon in Legends.
Okay.
But also for George Lucas's plans for the sequels, Darth Talon was going to be the Padawan for Darth Maul in the sequels as well. And she's a fucking badass, a red Twi'lek with all the kind of black Sith painting.
Very cool.
Fucking yes.
That could be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm very excited about the Maul show.
Good.
I think we've been calling for a new animated show for a while since Bad Batch finished. I think the question amongst fans has been, what is the next big Star Wars animated show? Because they cancelled, after Rebels finished, we've already had Clone Wars cancelled, and then they did the Clone Wars Season 7. It went so well. And then immediately, as Clone Wars Season 7 was coming out, they announced Bad Batch, and then Bad Batch was rolling out, and as we had our 3rd and final season of Bad Batch, the only other animated projects that we have were these tales of little anthology things once every couple of years, which is amazing. But the question on everyone's mind has been, what is the next big animated project? What's the next actual animated series? A lot of people were predicting that it could be something in the sequel era, a lot of things in the Rebellion era, but a very fascinating twist to go, it's something, again, based around the time of Bad Batch, after Clone Wars, but it's about Maul. And
it's great
down. I just hope that it doesn't wash it out too much, because I think Maul's a brilliant character, and there's a lot of stuff they could do with it. I just hope they don't make it too dull, which sounds crazy, but I think that there is a possibility they could just kind of wash it out a little bit, where it's too much of a good thing can ruin it. And I think doing it after Clone Wars but before Rebels, there is a story to be told there of what happened to him, because we see him in Solo and he's running Crimson Dawn.
This is what I was going to say.
These connections as well.
There's a lot of connections with it'll be great to see him after Mandalorian. It'll be great to see. Sorry, not after Mandalorian. Sorry, I mean after the Siege. Also, can I also say, last week we saw that they were screening the Siege of Mandalore. And I said, what? There's no fucking way they're not going to screen the Siege of Mandalore without there being something relating to it. Darth Maul. I'm not being funny. We are on a fucking track record here.
We are on a little bit of a track record.
Hopefully,
Palpatine and Andor Season 2. Palpatine and Andor Season 2. Palpatine and Andor Season 2.
We have a great opportunity to see more after the Siege of Mandalore. To see more relations with the Crimson Dawn, to see an even better rise of Crimson Dawn, see it cross over with Solo, see how this Darth Talon thing kind of mixes in, where she comes from and where she goes to as we lead up to Rebels, and also just to see his fucking descent into madness again, like see his obsession with Satine, more about his obsession with Satine and all that. Like, there's some great stuff in here. Like, there's some amazing things, like potentially seeing trying to hunt down Obi-Wan or hunt down even some Jedi. Like, it's a great kind of period to do. And do you know what? I'm fucking here for Sam Witwer again. He's a fucking legend.
And he deserves his
I love him
flowers,
so much.
He's got his flowers many times, but I think hearing him as Maul again on like a frequent basis is going to be very exciting.
Almost, I love it.
Does this sound bad? Kind of wish it was live action.
I
love my animated projects, but I was sort of like, we've had a lot of Maul in animation, and I feel like if we were going to see Maul again, I was kind of hoping it would be live action. Not that
Maul
that's easy to do,
nowadays.
because Ray Parker's getting on a bit but also Ray Parker's not the voice of it. But I genuinely think they could just recast and just do Sam Witwer in a lot of heavy prosthetics.
Yeah, but it's not. They don't use Ray Parker for the prosthetics, so they use Ray Parker for the raw athleticism. That's why they use him.
That's also true.
Because if you also have to think, Ray Parker. The reason Ray Parker is so good.
Ray Park.
Sorry, Ray Park. Sorry.
Yeah.
The reason he's so good is obviously in the original, not in the original, in the prequels, he did all the stunts and everything for Maul. He's then gone on to do. He was Maul in the Clone Wars fight. He did the motion cap for the Maul fight in Clone Wars. He did all that mocap stuff.
He did, yeah. And
did
then
all
also,
of that.
And then also as well.
He is the physical body for Maul in Solo. Yeah. So it's like it would be nice to see him, but I do prefer Sam Witwer's voice for Maul. I think he has more of a great, especially for this era of Maul as well.
But Ray Park never voiced Maul.
Yeah,
because and he's got like a bit like David Beckham. He's got a very high pitched voice. But in episode 1, it was Peter Serafinowicz who did the voice for Darth Maul, and then since then it's always been Sam Witwer. In Solo, it was Sam Witwer. The problem is that in Clone Wars they've expanded a lot on Maul and given him a lot more dialogue. He was a very quiet individual in live action, and they've given him a lot more dialogue. So you couldn't really do that as easily unless they like slash his mouth to bits and like put a mask on him. But they physically can't do that, can they?
But then again, Maul in the era that we're in, I mean, obviously post Siege of Mandalore, like around the Siege of Mandalore, he's still fucking like doing fucking flips and shit with his double-blade lightsaber. Like when you get closer to Rebels, he's a lot older, so you probably could do Sam Witwer probably could do it because it's not as much of like physical. Not saying that like obviously if you're going to do physical fights, you just get a stunt double and get Ray Parker to do. But it's like
I agree, but then you see like the behind the scenes.
I've never seen Sam Witwer as an actor though.
You see Ray Parker in Solo, and you're like, oh my god, he looks so good.
It looks so good.
Like
he
just looks insane, and it's sort of what Maul should be. But I don't know. It's hard. I almost see
glad they're doing
Maul and live action Maul and different people. Really.
I'm glad that they've chosen to do the Clone Wars animation though for this and not for the Rebels one, because Clone Wars Maul looks so much better than Rebels Maul. I love Rebels Maul, but
that's true.
So,
but I think they've abandoned the Rebels style, to be honest. Anyway,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they've just absolutely killed it.
Give it about 5 or 10 years time, they'll announce that they're remaking Rebels in the Clone Wars animation style.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Because even that, like the metal legs, like fucking like got metal legs, doesn't he? In all this shit, like
he does.
I am excited for it. I just love Darth Maul. Darth Maul's one of the greatest. I think he's one of the greatest examples. It's exactly what we've been talking about this whole thing. It's like he's again got great expansion, like what Rogue One was for A New Hope, like all that kind of stuff. Like it's a great, amazing thing. So I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. I'm like, I don't think animated Maul gives me the chills that I like a live action one would. And that's not a knock. Like I'm excited for this series. I think it'd be great to expand on him a bit more. But I feel like we have expanded quite a lot on Darth Maul. But again, Darth Maul spin-off, crazy, love that. Here for it. But I reckon let's do Just News. Let's go into that.
Move on.
So today's Just News story comes from Metro, and sent to us by our wonderful news story finder, Elle, who's cooked once again with this wonderful one. It's very, very Just News coded, very like perfect, and now it's kicking off and going, you can't have ad blocker on this site. Fuck off, Metro. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
School tries to cover huge 65-foot penis en route that is visible from space. Now, straight away I have questions.
What?
Because there's no fucking way that it's 65 foot, it's visible from space. What they mean is that if you search the fucking place on Google Maps, it comes up. But, like...
Oh my god.
Little fun fact here from the Metro. Did you know this penis is 161 times larger than the average human's?
Wow.
Almost as big as mine. An enormous
I was waiting for one of us to make sure that.
An enormous penis has appeared on top of a school roof in Berlin. Was it Nigel Farage? The 20-meter long phallic drawing was seemingly painted on top of the Waldorf School and the Kreuzberg district in Berlin. The white appendage has now had the edges painted over in a not so discreet attempt to conceal the crude artwork. The massive penis was so large it was picked up by a satellite and is now visible on Google Maps. Oh,
that's unbelievable.
The 65-foot penis is visible from space satellites. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's visible from space. I hate when people do this and they go, "Oh, it's visible from space," when it's just not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm immediately about to do?
Google the school to see if it's still
Searching it on Google Maps to see if it comes up.
Guess what? I'm already there.
Oh, you're joking.
I don't. Oh, no, this one's in England. That's definitely not the fucking right school.
I found it, hang on.
Waldorf School.
It's still there.
Is it?
And the building is literally like number 69 on the street. They couldn't make this up. That's
why someone's done it.
That's
actually
exactly
why someone's done it.
Wow. That's fantastic. That's a stinker from them, to be fair.
That's so funny.
According to satellite... oh, sorry, hang on. The 20-meter knob, which was discovered by Bild newspaper, is 161 times larger than the average erect penis, which is 13 centimetres. Thanks for that, Metro. I got just a little bit of a fun fact for our viewers there. According to satellite images, the penis appeared sometime between March and July 2022, Metro can reveal. Whether the phallic artwork was drawn by school pranksters or a street artist is unclear. School authorities have now made a haphazard attempt to cover up the penis by painting over the edges.
So good.
The distinctive length of the shape of the penis still remains discernible, however. The school teaches a unique Waldorf education developed in the 1900s by, that's not an English sentence, nice one, Metro, journalism. Waldorf teaching blends artistic and physical activities such as knitting and woodwork with academic learning. Well, there you go. You're teaching the kids to be creative and then you expect them not to draw a 65-foot penis on a building. I mean, come on, man.
Do you reckon they ever found out who did it?
Nah, not a chance. You'd never give that. You'd never reveal that, would you? Be like Banksy, like the German Banksy.
Yeah, it is.
Instead of drawing like politically driven artwork that criticises our culture and our class, it's a giant 65-foot cock. Their methods promote natural curiosity and the joy of exploratory learning.
There you go.
Yeah, well, no shit that you're a fucking massive penis. Then. It's not the first time a penis has made its way onto the top of a school building. In 2006, a male appendage was drawn on the roof of a Teesside school. That does not surprise me at all. The knob was also picked up by satellite images and was featured on Google Earth. Yeah.
Legendary.
Well, that's a story. A question for our viewers at home. What's the biggest cock you've ever seen? I got asked. I don't think we can ask that.
Wrap it up. He's done it again. He's done it again.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Nostalgia Bit. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed our little Star Wars ramble and our excited preemptive Andor Season 2 stuff. We will be back in a few weeks to talk about Andor Season 2 when it's completely out and we've seen it all and we have a lot of our thoughts and opinions about that. That'll be a lot of fun. But until then, you can check out more of our episodes. We're back here every single Thursday at 10 a.m. with a brand new episode. The next few are quite exciting, so keep your eyes peeled.
Good episodes.
Leave a like and subscribe and comment on YouTube. And of course on Spotify, give us a follow and a hearty 5-star review if you enjoyed this, which I'm sure you did. Check out our social medias, our Twitter, our Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that sort of lovely stuff is linked below, whether you're on Spotify or listening on YouTube or anything like that. And yeah, you can find us again, as always, on all of the best podcast providers, only the best podcast providers, because they don't have us, they're shit. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next week. Have a lovely Thursday.
Bye-bye.